around. Today what we're going to make is we're going to make some pancakes, the good old-fashioned way. Coming from a Portuguese background, they tend to make the pancakes a little bit different. So I'm going to make basically Canadian-American style old-fashioned. So what you do is grab yourself a nice big bowl, grab yourself a whisk, and the first thing we're going to do is we are going to screen the flour, if you want to call it. Now here I have 1 cup of white all-purpose and half a cup of whole wheat flour. I like to use a blend of the two because I like the nutritious value of the whole wheat, but I don't like it 100%. So we put that into the shifter and we just, and what that does, that basically separates all the flour if there's any clumps. If you don't have this, you can use a screen. If you don't have a screen, you can just use a fork and move it around with the fork as much as you can. This makes pancakes a little bit lighter by doing this process. I know it's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end. Now we add 3.5 tablespoons of baking powder, not baking soda. We add about 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, which I take a measurement in my hand. 1 teaspoon of salt, just a little bit more, you know I like a little bit more. And 1 egg, slightly beaten. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add 1.5 cups of milk. That's 1. And a half. And we're going to add some butter, but as I have the butter here melted here, and as we add the butter, we stir at the same time because the liquid butter, I do not want it to harden. Butter would be about 3 tablespoons. Now we mix that all in and make sure that you go spin your bowl and go right down to the bottom. Now that is perfect, but I just want to add a little bit more milk because I like them just a little bit more watery when I do my pancakes. Now that's exactly the way I want it. Keep the heat on medium high, and I'm going to, now you can use oil if you want. I like to use butter, but first thing that I do is I move it all the way around, and the temperature should be perfect. And I take exactly 1 measurement here, and I go right in to the middle like this. Now how can you tell when it's done? It's not rocket science, and it's very, very easy. If you look on the outside of the pancake, you're starting to see that it's starting to get a little bit more brownish and more bubbles. And if you notice in here, we're getting a lot more bubbles. So when we reach a little bit more bubbles in the middle, then we know it's ready. And now we take the pancake and we just give it 1 quick flip, and there is the pancake. Now we just give it a few more seconds on the other side. We do not want to press down. We want them nice and fluffy, and we just give it a few more seconds, and that's basically ready. Now a little trick, you take a little brush with the extra butter that went on the side, and you just bring it into the middle. And again, we take another measurement and we put it right down in the middle. And even if they don't turn perfectly round, don't worry, you can smooth it out by bringing it down a little bit like this. The heat's a little too high, I'm going to bring it down. I'm using a gas stove. And I'll bring it down just a little bit. Let it smoke a little bit, don't worry. But now if you watch here, you're going to see that now on the second one it's a lot faster. And it's browning nicely on the sides here. And the bubbles are starting to come out in the middle here. So when we get a little bit more bubbles in the middle, we know it's ready. And here's our pancakes, done to perfection. I like to have 4, but it's still not finished. Now to top it off, you could top it off with anything you want. Me, I like to top it off with some nice fresh fruit. So you can add any kind of fruit you want. You can add bananas to this. You can add anything that keeps you happy. Whatever they top it off, we're going to add our syrup. And I like lots of syrup. Like every good food, comes a time when we have to actually taste it. So let's take a bite here. It's so soft and so moist, and it is very, very light. Excuse me while I try this delicious. I wish you could taste that. And you know something? I'm going to have to take another bite before I turn off this video. It is absolutely delicious. Very, 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 very fluffy. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you on my next cooking.